Hello, my name is Marcy, and welcome back to the channel. My voice is really not that good. I think I'm getting a cold. There's the beginnings of it, and it's really messing up with my voice. But I hope I can get through with this video. So today I woke up and I was in the tram and I just burst out laughing because I realized that sometimes I just remember small things and get worked up over them for really no good reason. Today I got worked up, really worked up in my head about something that I had seen. So basically, the meme that has just been shown there, I saw that meme and I got really angry at Carrie because I used to watch Sex and the City. I really loved it back then. And I mean, even the first movie, I loved it, but then after that, nah. The reality started coming out and the truth about just how she was not the nicest person, and it just made me feel a little bit some kind of way about the movie, the series. So I kind of stopped liking it. But the truth is, okay, good. The light is back. So, well, the problem was I kind of there are things that used to happen that I used to think were cute and funny, but now I just look at it and I'm like, how did anybody ever like this program? Okay, so this in this episode, she was supposed to buy her apartment because I don't even remember what the reason was, but anyway, she had to buy her apartment, and she couldn't afford it because, well, she takes a taxi everywhere in New York. She buys very expensive shoes. She only wears designer brands, and she's a writer for a living. So realistically, she can't afford that lifestyle that she was living. And and she doesn't cook. She only eats out, and she does not eat McDonald's. She eats in very posh, expensive restaurants. So unless she had a sugar daddy, realistically, that was not a lifestyle that was sustainable. But anyway, so in this episode, they decided to tackle the finance aspect, and that's what they went with. She needed to buy a house and couldn't afford it, and all her friends offered. So Samantha offered to give her a little bit. Miranda offered to give her a little bit, and Charlotte didn't say anything. And then she got mad because she was like, what? Why are you not giving me anything? And Charlotte was like, because I don't like mixing friendship with money. And she was like, okay, why? And it was a bit uncomfortable, I guess. Now, I totally understand people who don't like mixing friendship with money because sometimes it's hard. When you've given your friend money and she doesn't pay you back, it kind of creates tension, and I've been in situations like that. Which is sad because when you are borrowing the money, you are desperate for it, somebody helped you out, and now it's time to pay back, and anyway. But in this case, she was mad at Charlotte because Charlotte had an apartment, and the apartment she had won it in a divorce. And so for her, she was like, well, you didn't even buy the apartment you live in. You got in a divorce. And she's like, yeah, but it was my divorce. I worked hard for that marriage. I suffered in it. I needed to have the the divorce. I needed the house, and it's not up to you to decide whether I got it rightly or wrongly. It's just mine. And she guilt shamed Charlotte so much that Charlotte eventually gave her the money, and she did not take the money from the other two who were willing to give it. She just took the one from Charlotte. So Charlotte had to pawn her engagement ring so that she could give Carrie the money. Now, I feel like some friends feel very entitled to your success, to your anything. I mean, I'm the kind of person who believes help your friends out. Do not be the kind of person who wants to be the one who everybody says, "Oh, she's the only one of her friends who's successful." Surround yourself with successful people, and when you when you empower your friends, then your success gets even better. Things just get better for you, because now you don't have people coming to ask you for handouts, and you don't have stuff like that. You're in a comfortable place, all of you. Now, the other side of that is, as a friend, do not feel entitled to your friend's success. Do not feel like just because this person has worked hard and has gotten to where she is, that you're now entitled to whatever it is that they have. Because you don't know, number one, you want to be best friends with somebody, but you don't know the inner struggles they have. I know somebody who, she grew up very, very poor, and she's very successful, managed to get scholarships, managed to work hard and stuff like that, and she was extremely lucky. And she has a serious phobia of going back to where she is, to an extent that she just hoards money in the bank. Just, I just want to have it there, to know and see that it's there. And this is the kind of person who maybe you would want something and she would be like, "No, I can't give you because I can't afford it." And you're looking at her lifestyle and you're thinking, "Of course you can afford it." But it's not because of that. It's just because her nest egg is her nest egg. And you should not feel entitled to that. You should not feel like somebody owes you their success. Nobody owes you their success. They succeeded the way they succeeded. And it's not up to them to lift you up. If they want to, that is great. That is perfect. They should want to. But if they don't want to, or if they're not in a position to, you should not make